What advice would you give to somebody like an entrepreneur, maybe from a technology space, but who feels stuck because of the so many changes which has happened? And I think maybe in your life you have that flexibility, you have been pushed into change. But somebody who has a very stable life, and now suddenly in the last 2-3 years they are finding it difficult to deal with all of this. What advice would you give to somebody like that?
Well, on a entrepreneur line or on a leadership line, if you have, you basically doesn't become like a. People say that a leader is someone who is best of the best of everything. Yeah, so it doesn't work like that, because there is a wrong expectation that a leader is a Superman. It's not. Leader is not a Superman. Leader is actually a normal man who has the ability to find Superman in his team. That's a leader. Leader means he is able to lead, not do things or set an example to say that, so I have done this in 30 minutes, now you do in 25 minutes. Like, it doesn't work that way. People, especially, if you want your people to listen to you, you must first listen to your people. Then you get into their vibe, you understand what they're feeling, their difficulties, their happiness. That's how if you're in a family, you do that, right? So it's the same thing which applies to an organization also. As I said, there are difficult times which you need to face also. As I have said this, I think I have cited few examples which I have gone through, right? So you have to face it. Don't run away from that problems that's coming in. You face it, and suddenly, we have seen things like there is some technology which we have built a product. Suddenly there is a new framework that comes in, but some regulation comes in. This whole thing doesn't work. So you can't just sit there and cry and say that, we took a wrong choice and all, but then it doesn't work that way. If you're going in a path and then suddenly there is a roadblock there, then you try to see that because you need to reach that destination, right? So have to be patient. You have to be open for difficulties. If you ask me, more difficulties than more happy things. That's what the entrepreneur faces. But then once you overcome that, you will get into a stable state where you are at peace, and you have to find that space. If you want more and more and you want to face more difficulties, step by step is what I would advise. You have to have that vision of what you want to build. It's your empire, it's your organization. Whether your values match, you can write a nice organization value system or whatever, blah, 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 but then whether your personal value matches that organization value, because only if you're passionate about that organizational value, you can communicate that to your team. Then only the team will take this as their own value and work towards that goal. So this startups to organization, I think everyone who wants to reach towards a goal, you need that people's support. So you need to entertain them. You need to entertain. You can't scold them and make things work. And it will work probably for a shorter period, but it's not sustaining. So you have to entertain them. You have to be part of them, and you also have to be open that you can make mistakes. That's some of these entrepreneurs or leaders are always very angry or sad about it. We can make mistakes. We are normal human beings, right? We are not like people who have been labeled as leaders and put to the universe. Yeah, so we can make mistakes, and you be transparent about it. So that's what I do. I can make mistakes. Sometimes I send the wrong email, send the wrong attachment to a client. If one of my teammates or one of my employees does that, and if I start scolding him, how careless you are. But then if I do that, I should expect this guy is scolding me also. Yeah, so we should be open to that. Then selecting your team is actually something very important. So you have to have that the core team, or at least the next line of people who is in line with your thought process. Because if not, that will be your day-to-day difficult thing you need to have. So you should be able to trust at least one person next to you who would take things seriously and run the show. Once you find that person, then you make sure this person is happy and you can do the best. This will automatically translate to the next in line for this guy, because he knows how his leader treats him, and he becomes a natural leader to the people.